Hello, it's Kevin here. Oh dear. Ready for a video, another one, about my favourite topic, our artificial friends and how we love them so. Now, this follows on from a video that I made. These are my role plays, speaking role plays, AI and letters. Was it this one? Yeah. This video that I made. So one of my students on I've a few students on italki. One of my students on italki sent me, or has been sending me, I should say, letters for OET. And I showed her how to use artificial intelligence, because quite a lot of people use chat or Copilot or Gemini. In this case, we're going to have a look at to check their writing. So I say to them, how's it going with your writing? Because they want help with the speaking. I say, oh, my writing is good. Gemini chat grok says it's band A or band B, 350, 40, right. Anyway, so I always say, send me your letters. Let me take a look. Every single time. Not correct. Why? Because either the person who inputs the letter doesn't know how to engineer the prompt to get AI to do exactly as it should, or they haven't trained it with the criteria for OET, they haven't given it examples, and or they don't understand what the criteria are or what's a good letter or not, so they can't correct their artificial friend when they make a mistake. Could be a combination of these factors. You can use it. You can watch this one here because I won't explain it all. You can use it only to check your grammar, your vocab, your clinical language. Everything else, as I explain here, you need humans to check. Now, the problem. This guy, anonymous, of course, what he did, he got a Gemini. So this is the first thing. Always use official OET.com case notes. Always. Benchmark maybe E2, but there's plenty on OET.com. The reason why is they are written precisely. If we take a look, and fair use, disclaimer, etc., because this is an official material, but this is just for educational purposes. So it'll look like this. It's got your notes, tells you who you are, tells you the context, gives you the task. What have you got to do? Who have you got to do it? Complete sentences. Do not use note form. We'll come back to that. What's the plan? Okay, now, what this guy did, he didn't use these. He got Gemini. I don't know what prompt he used, but he asked Gemini to produce some case notes. If we look at these, so no context. Who am I? No idea. Okay. Who am I writing to? Transfer letter to the endocrinology registrar, urgent admission. So it's a transfer. A transfer from where? You can see the problem right away. I've no idea, of my role, where I am, etc. So write a transfer. Transferring from where? Urgent admission. So it's not a so is it an urgent referral? It's an urgent, right? So you can immediately see the problem. Anybody trying to write from these case notes would have a bit of trouble because we're not clear what it's talking about. And it said admission. So they were admitted yesterday, but where were they admitted? Because it says here, transfer, St. James's, but where would they admit it to? So you can see, by using AI-generated case notes, it makes no sense. You're on the wrong track right from the very beginning before you even start. Then this next one here doesn't tell you who you are. Look at the task, discharge. So if it's a discharge, presumably you're one of the doctors in some hospital, I would imagine. So admission date, some hospital, presumably. So he's been in for a week. What did he come in with? 1 week history, coughing up sputum. Okay, so this is, this is not too bad, but again, we have to assume, because from the context, it doesn't tell us who we actually are. But this first one, that's even worse. Like I say, official notes, right? It tells you are a GP, he's a new patient, urgent referral to gastroenterologist. Pretty straightforward stuff. So that's the first thing, using incorrect case notes. Now, let me have a look, get these letters. Okay, so these are the letters, original one. Okay, so 60 years what? 60 years old. So you don't use that, you just put the DOB. You can put the age here if you wish, put some changes on. So management, Mrs. O'Malley, age 60, who presented to whom. Now, we don't usually use presented. Presented is when you present yourself to a doctor. Doctor, I've got such a terrible pain, or that's presentation. You're presenting yourself to a doctor, but it's here she said she was. So this is, you can see the confusion. Urgent admission to where? But here it says she was admitted. So is it a different place? Again, the case notes don't make it clear, hence the confusionage. So she presented with non-compliance with what? What was she non-compliant with? Recent viral infection admitted yesterday by an emergency doctor. Well, we don't need that. You say she was admitted by an emergency doctor. So was she admitted to the emergency department? So that sounds like, see, we're into confusion territory. So the next thing is, OET don't like it when you copy your medication stuff like this and just put it into a letter. If we go back, relevant notes into complete sentences. Do not use note form. So you would automatically be in trouble if you do that. Okay, so back to these. So, less than, more than. She was acutely managed. Acutely managed? How can you be managed acutely? We'll come back to that as well. Okay. Appreciate, urgently admit and manage. Admit where she's, right, So I have no idea if it's a different hospital or if that's a mistake. So that's why always use official notes. Now, the second one, discharged, update you, hospital acquired pneumonia. Again, you don't usually present. That's when you go to your doctor you were admitted with. 1 week history, and then what else? You've got some of this, yeah. He lost 4 kilograms in weight within this week. So this one's not too bad. Okay, so that second one, not too bad. That first one. Can do some changes now. The Gemini corrections. Now, the first thing I have to point out, where is it? It says something about IELTS on here. Where did I see that? IELTS, but I thought this was for OET. To make it band 9 in IELTS. Nobody gets band 9. This is for OET. You've got C+, C, B, or A. That's it. So it got that wrong. The second thing, purpose is scored out of 3, 0 to 3. The rest, content, conciseness, genre, organization, language, 0 to 7. Okay. Let me just quickly pause. I'll get the criteria. Okay. Purpose, 0 to 3. Everything else, 0 to 7. To get a B, you need 2, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. But what does Gemini say? Conciseness, genre, there's something missing. It's missing organization. So it's got this IELTS here. Okay. That should be out of 3, that should be out of 7, and it's missing one of the criteria. Now, if you watch the video, this one here, this happened the same. This was ChatGPT. This particular student is Japanese, so she was using the Japanese version, but it did the same. It missed organization and it got the scoring wrong. So this is why I say you can use it, but only for grammar and vocab, etc. So we go back to the AI corrected version, crystal clear, excellent. That's not official OET criteria. So we can see here, it's only 2 minor polishes, not errors, just stylistic refinements. So it's clear Gemini doesn't know what it's talking or writing about. This is completely inaccurate, and if you were to rely on this as a guide, you would not be doing well in your writing test. Fact. So now let's have a look at some proper versions. So mine is trained. Okay, I've been getting it to do it in 3 columns. So original, Gemini's corrections, and a proper version on the right hand side. Let me just get this here. This is it. I've got files everywhere, and also there's 1 or 2 things here. So first thing, there was no greeting, so you need dear registrar to request admission, presented, preceded by okay, non-compliance. Okay. Now this is better. I'm writing to request your urgent endocrine review, ongoing management, Miss O'Malley, who was admitted yesterday with acute crisis precipitated by poor adherence and a recent viral infection. You can see that is better than the original and the Gemini version. Admitted yesterday by an emergency doctor. Admitted yesterday via the emergency department. Now, you can see this, right? Not complete sentences. Case notes, not complete sentences, as the criteria was explaining not to do. So it was doing that. Now, yeah. So, presented. Now, this is again where you need the human element. Presented. Okay. Admitted. She didn't present herself, she was. And admitted. So, again, if you watch the video that I mentioned, you'll see how many different prompts I had to make to get this work. To get this to work. Right? I had to prompt it again. I said, no, wrong scoring, you've missed the criteria, it's not presented, admitted, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. I had to do many iterative prompts to get the final version. Okay? So, if you don't know, if you're not OET examiner, OET trainer, if you've not done any of the OET training courses as I have, you're not going to know this. So what AI does, it hallucinates. What it doesn't know, it makes up, as I've explained in several videos and podcasts. Anyway, back to the plot. So I would have changed that. Agitated, confused, right, confused, sweating, with, so you can see there's some changes here, and we haven't used the case note format there, right? So markedly suppressed instead of that 0.0 thing there. Very high sort of 3, right? Instead of saying high 3 1 over 100, very high. So you can see that we're taking the case notes and making grammatically complete sentences out of those. Okay, now it's managed acutely, not acutely managed. That means something else entirely. So you can see that agitation, just too agitated to take oral medication, a bit more clinical language, yeah. Okay. Still alert, still fragile, anxious. Okay. So that paragraph, not too bad. Past medical history. Now again, history is the past by its very nature, but still not too bad. Not too bad. Appreciate it urgently. Admit if you could. Admit under your care, etc., etc. So not too bad, but still scoring completely off. Update you again, Mr. Pendleton. To update you, Mr. Pendleton being discharged today. Okay, not a lot of change, not a lot of difference there. This second one is better than the first one. Presented again was admitted. I would have changed that. 1 week history, worsening breathlessness. Okay, again, so that's not bad. Oxygen saturation. Now it incorporated the investigations into this paragraph, so it joined the information, which is good, as my chat version did. During his admission, he was treated with, not he was managed with, and you can see pretty much the same. Lives alone, a two-story house, daily carer support, started visits. Okay. So, not too bad. Now, as for the scoring, let me see, that's something else. Yeah, that's somebody else. Now, it gave me, I was asking about the scoring. Where is it? Yes, that's right. So, this is where the confusion is for the first one. Was she admitted? Is it a different place? We don't know. So we have to give that 2. For the 3, content 5, conciseness 5. So it's like 4, 4, 4, 5. So it's borderline B, right? High C+, maybe borderline B. Not only 2 minor polishes like Gemini said. All right, that first one definitely needs more attention, as we've seen, to get a B. So it's not just a couple of minor polishes. Second one is better, for sure. 3, that's good. 5, 4, 5, 5. Again, nearly there, but it's nowhere near that band, that A band's but polished. The Gemini, the fantasy that Gemini says. So there you go. What can I say? So what can we take away? So first, official case notes only. Don't get your AI friend to make them for you. It'll just hallucinate. It might not have all the information. OET ones do. If you must, get them from other sources. If you're on an E2 course, if you're on an EDU benchmark course, they'll supply you with their own notes, but I would always go with OET official material first. That's the first thing. The second thing, write it. Okay, when you put it in, you need to make sure that your AI knows the criteria. You need to make sure that you know the criteria. IELTS, where's that from? It's OET, the scoring is different. You've got 6 criteria. You were only assessed on 5. Make sure that you know the criteria. 0 to 3, 0 to 7. Make sure that you know. Make sure that you also know by reading OET official writing materials, the ultimate writing guide. That's what you want to be reading, OET, do I have it somewhere at hand? Ultimate Writing Guide. If I do, I'll show you it. Yes. Boom. Get this from OET.com. And it goes through all this stuff, all of it. Don't do case notes, make complete sentences, don't do this, don't do that, right? It's all there. Download it and read it. So you can use your AI friend, but you need to be very clear what it can do, what it can't do, and you need to know, or get somebody who does know to check it afterwards. Otherwise, you'll get a totally misleading score, right? According to a Gemini, these letters were just some minor polish, as we've seen. Not quite. They're not bad. With some attention, a good solid pass is achievable for sure. But over reliance on your artificial friend may be problematic, shall we say. Okay, hope that helps. This is a bit of a long video, but you know, it popped up and I had to address it. So see you next time, links below, etc., etc. You know the score. Okay, I'll see you later.